Hey guys, it's my first YouTube video, and in this I'm going to review my experience with endurance auto warranty. To be honest, in the past I'd had them with another vehicle, and they had been pretty decent about covering minor things. I never had anything hugely major. I did have another one issue I had. They had a fuel injector issue, and I took it to Ford and I could change the fuel injector myself, but the fuel injector cost was $378 just for the part, and my deductible was $100. So I said, I'll just take it to Ford, let them deal with Endurance. And Endurance didn't want to pay for that expensive part, so they told Ford that they would send them their part. So they wanted to use a cheaper part, so I covered that cost. That's really the only issue I had before, but nothing hugely major in there. But with the latest vehicle I bought, my 2013 F-150. I realize it's 2013. That's why I paid for a warranty. I have get this nice little plan booklet. You also have your little issue on the front that tells what plan you bought. And I bought the Premier plan. Let me get the exact name. Sorry, take just a second. It was called the Select Premier 31,000, which means you have a 30-day wait just to make sure, and a 1,000-mile wait just to make sure that you didn't already have a problem. So you have to have over 1,000 miles after you get this, and 30 days. So I bought this policy in January of this year. So, and it's October now, so 9 or 10 months ago, at 118,000 miles, and I'm at 130 now. So I'm 8 or 9 months into it, and about 12,000 miles. Well, I had an engine issue. What I thought at the time was a blown turbo, which these vehicles, and I had to pay the surcharge, mandatory surcharge, 4-wheel drive, and if you can't see this, you can email me and I'll send it all to you. Mandatory surcharge, 4-wheel drive, and turbos. So I paid extra for that. Well, get an email from Endurance. So one of the strange things about Endurance is they will not send you any paperwork. They won't put anything in writing. They will say, call us. We have some information. I have several emails here where I have made an effort to ask for documentation, and their advisors or customer service associates say that's against their policy. They don't provide any documentation. So I have to go by whatever they say on the phone, which I probably should start recording. But I was told, well, our inspector went out and said that your engine's oily. So we think you have an oil leak, and that's what caused this massive destruction of the turbo, which damaged your engine. If you've ever seen a turbo come apart, well, you realize there should be oil everywhere. Basically, a turbo is a two-part system. One part is it's a fan or a impeller inside the exhaust, and the force of the exhaust gas going through it makes it spin really fast, probably 10 times as fast as your engine spinning. So if your engine's spinning 3,000 RPMs, you're probably spinning 30,000 RPMs. It spins, and inside it's hooked to another impeller or fan, and as it spins, it makes it spin. So they spin together. This fan is in your intake, so it forces all the air into your intake system, which compresses the air and puts a lot more air in there than the engine could pull in on its own. Well, there's just a little bearing in there, and there's a lot of oil seals because there's a lot of heat generated. Well, what happens when a turbo fails often, this gets out of balance or something breaks, and it just eats itself. It's the same way a goose can bring down a massive airplane. One of the fins in the jet engine gets damaged, and it just basically tears itself apart because it's out of balance. And well, all those oil seals break, of course, and oil goes everywhere. There's oil all over the road. When the tow truck came, oil was pouring out down onto the tow truck. So I got several different reasons that they denied my claim. One was, well, there's oil all over your engine, so you must have had an oil leak that caused this damage. Two, your oil level was a little low. Well, that was another issue. I asked him, well, did you check the exhaust? Because a lot of that oil will end up inside the exhaust system because the turbo, the side that's exhaust side, blows all that oil. Smoke comes out the back. If you've ever seen a vehicle blow a turbo, smoke billows out the back. Um, so they said, well, sorry, we can't do anything. So I asked for reconsideration. Of course, the reconsideration guy was just another guy, spoke very nicely, and said, sorry, one thing we can do, since you've had this policy for 10 months, you've paid about $1,000 into this policy, we can refund your premiums. So I have an engine failed, possibly. They haven't torn into it yet because, of course, Endurance won't allow that. They said, well, there's an oil leak. We're not going to pay for anything else. So if it's a failed engine, we're talking $10,000. If it's a failed turbo, maybe a couple thousand. So they've offered to refund this policy. This is basically saying they come to your wife after you die and say, well, we're not going to pay his insurance, but we'll give you back your premiums. Well, I said, well, send me the paperwork and we'll see. Well, the paperwork wasn't just a form to get. He said it was going to be a form to get my premiums refunded. What it is, it's a full release and settlement. It says there at the top. It's probably backwards on here. Full release and settlement. I won't read the whole thing, but I will say this full release and settlement is made between me and the contract holder for Endurance Vehicle Service Contract, the number of it, and Endurance Warranty Services, seller of the contract. The contract relates to a vehicle with the VIN number of my vehicle. It's intended to fully and finally resolve all disputes, complaints, and claims between myself and Administrator Endurance Dealer Services, LLC. It is hereby agreed that in the payment of $1,042 will be submitted and made payable by Endurance Warranty Services as a compromise settlement, not a refund, but a compromise settlement to me. They list me as Black. My name is William Black. I'm not hiding that. Black understands and agrees that the payment is provided without any admission of liability by EWS, Endurance Warranty System Services. EWS will submit the payment within 10 calendar days after both the execution of this release and after the closure of all complaints as more fully described below. In consideration for the payment, Black agrees to release any and all of their rights with regard to the contract and the vehicle, including the contract and the vehicle. I didn't see that. I relinquish my rights to the vehicle. Does that mean they can have my vehicle? Including any and all repair claims filed under the contract. Black agrees that payment described herein is made in full, and they accept the payment in full and complete satisfaction of the obligations of Endurance Warranty Systems under the contract. Black understands the contract is canceled and is no longer in force, and they will not seek future business. They don't even want my business anymore. They will not seek future business with Endurance Warranty Systems. Black agrees not to bring any claims, complaints. Can't even call the Better Business Bureau, which I've already had, against them or before any court, administrative body, or third party relating to the contract, the vehicle, or the conduct of EWS thereto, except to enforce the terms of this release. Black agrees that they will take any and all measures to close and retract any complaints, filings, claims, and actions related to EDS, the contract, or the vehicle lodged with any government agency or office, court, or third-party organizations as of the date of this release. Black understands and agrees this payment will be submitted by EWS only after any complaints, filings, claims, and actions as described above have been retracted or closed. So they're not going to pay me that unless I go to the Better Business Bureau and say, oh, I'm sorry, I want to retract that. Not only that, Black also agrees they will not directly or indirectly make or assist any other persons to make any oral or written statement, including those made by digital means, that disparage, defame, or in any way criticize the personal or business reputations, practices, or conduct of EDS or EWS, Endurance Warranty Services, or their respective employees, directors, officers, products, or services. Black agrees to permanently remove and retract any such statement made as of the day of execution of this release. Black agrees to waive any and all claims Black and their agents, heirs, successors, assigns, and authorized representative allegedly has against endurance warranty systems from the beginning of the world. It actually says that, from the beginning of the world to the date of this release. The terms contained within this document are valid only upon receipt of this signed release by EWS within 7 calendar days of the draft date of this letter, and after that time may be honored at the discretion of Endurance Warranty Services. Black states that they have read and know the contents of this release and fully understands the term. Black states that they are signing this release as their own free act. So for $1,000, they want me to forever and ever never say anything bad about them. They can't have any claims against it from the beginning of the world. I think that speaks for itself about the quality of endurance warranty systems. So my plan, I told them I would not be accepting their $1,042 because I didn't want to lie to them, because I'm going to disparage their business practices, of course. And I've tried to be as fair as I can. Made every effort to work with them. There's more in store. So if you're interested, I'll be posting some more. There's a surprise coming up. That may completely disprove everything that they put out there that they're not aware of. But my plan right now is just get information out there about their practices. Their little Danica Patrick person up there talking about how great they are. If I can keep a few people from losing a whole bunch of money on this, I lost $1,000. Okay. It's $113 a month. Was going to be. Luckily, I'm only 10 months into it. Had I been 34 months into it, that would have been a lot worse, because I'm sure they wouldn't have paid me $3,500. So my plan right now, hopefully, is to keep other people from making a mistake. If I can help 10 people, hey, great. If I can keep 100 people from signing up with this company, that'd be even better. Making that mistake. But stay tuned. I'll get some more information out. Also, if you're on the fence, you're thinking about endurance, if this kind of tipped you the other way, let me know, so I can know if I'm kind of helping some people. It's not just about anger. I mean, I could have taken my $1,000 and it had been a learning experience, because I'm going to have to pay out of my pocket anyway. Maybe have another plan. But let me know if somehow this might have helped you a little bit. And I'm going to post some pictures. The car's still at the shop. I'm going to have it towed somewhere else, because I'm not going to let the dealership work on it. And another thing about endurance that I found is it's hard to find somebody that will accept endurance. My dealership is the only one locally that I could find. Now, I've looked into CarShield. CarShield actually have a little place where you can go in there. Hey, find a CarShield garage that'll take us. So maybe something you look at in your area. If CarShield, and if you're balancing between CarShield and endurance, they're pretty close on their reviews. Some people are always angry, but I do know CarShield is accepted by a lot more people, and it's a lot easier to find a company. So if that, a company, when I say company, I mean a garage that'll accept it. Endurance says, oh, wow, you can take it to any, that's what they want to say. You can take it to any mechanic. Well, only if that mechanic will accept endurance. And I think based on, mechanics, hey, if it's free money, if it's money, they're going to take it. So some of the trouble that they have with endurance kind of makes them a little gun shy. So anyway, stay tuned. There'll be more. Thanks a lot.